you go and you get yourself a glass of water, and you go get a red flower. Any one of y'all, you get a red flower. Put it in that glass of water, right?
Yeah.
And you say a prayer to it, and talk to it like it's a ganga. And then from there, you'll be able to pull Rayo to you. But more importantly, you'll pull Francisco to you. Okay?
It's an old man. With glass of water. Whenever you're around any of your tools, instrument.
Yeah, glass of water and a red flower. It don't have to be a rose.
Oh, red flower.
A red flower, right? It could be a hibiscus flower. It could be a rose. It could be a carnation. A red flower. You put it in the glass. Yes, and you put it in there, and you say you dedicate it to your Congo, right? And it'll pull Francisco to it, and he'll tell you what you need to do. So like if you don't know, you just sit with the glass for a moment, and then go lay down and put the glass where your head is laid at. You lay down and go to sleep. He's gonna come and talk to you. Okay? He can give you instructions, clear instructions. Whatever you wake up and remember, that's what you do. You understand? This is a way that you can pull the Congo to you. The red is the color that it's a color of power. You understand? So this is why there's a difference when we're using the white stuff to calm shit down and we're using the red to call the power. You understand? Okay. So that white, blue, all of that is for tranquil shit. But the red flower in the glass, if you got a candle, you light the candle, you say a prayer, Our Father, bring by the boom, and then you call. Say, yo, I need the Francisco, my godfather, to come and help me figure out this. And when you come, I need you to speak clearly so that I understand you, right? And so he's gonna come, and whatever the issue is, he'll come and talk to you, and he'll give you a clear conversation. You understand? So, it's not so, you can have all the bricks, but you still gotta learn how to build a house. You feel me? It requires some sort of instruction. You feel me? So, like me just going down to go get that fucking, I went to go do a ceremony so I could receive an Orisha that is real obscure. Not a lot of people have it. And the people that have it, it's a little bit suspicious of where they origins or where they got it from. You understand? Because the one thing I want you to understand is that once a person is very cognizant of how Orisha is born, they can make up an Orisha, right? So this Orisha that I got came from an old timer, and she got it from an old timer who used to teach me. Feel me? And so he gave me a necessary. He gave it to her. She never gave it to nobody. She gave it to me. Now this Orisha is called Olosa. And Olosa is the crocodile. She lives in the lagoon, and the lagoon is like a pond or like a body of water before you get to a cave. And her messenger is the crocodile. But they call her Olosa because of the way that the crocodile, how he kills. So when he bites you, he starts to spin. Right? So that he's drowning you and crushing you at the same time. You feel me? And so that crocodile is associated to Olokun. It's the messenger between Olokun and Oshun, right? Because the crocodile is a freshwater reptile. So he comes in the rivers. And when he comes in the rivers, he brings minerals with him because he stirs up the ground. So like in the river, all of that stirring up the sediment and all that is good for the environment because it brings the minerals up so that the fish can eat them, and then when the other animals come to the water, they drink the minerals, right? So it's an Orisha that helps stir up your money. You understand? Okay? So I was broke when I went down there. Came back. I started from Olosa. Feel me? But like I said, so now the interesting thing is the old man that gave it to the lady used to be my teacher before he died. He gave her the Orisha. When he gave it to her, he made 2 alekes for it. One for her and one for when she give it. So when she gave it, she gave me the Laker that he made. Feel me? I got a couple other Orishas from him. You know what I mean? So it's like the nigga was thinking in the future, like, yeah, he gonna need this whole lot. Feel me? Because she never gave it to nobody. And she's had that Orisha for like 20-something years. Feel me? Maybe longer than that. Maybe in the 30s. Because, you know, they was active back then. She an old woman. She don't really fuck around too much now. So she having this Orisha sitting in her house. She ain't never gave it to nobody. She gave it to the KID. Feel me? Yeah, see how that worked? And this is something that a lot of people don't have because it's obscure. And not a lot of people have it. And then the ones that do have it, them old timers be like, I don't know where you got that shit from because that shit don't sound like why them old niggas was giving it. You understand? Mm-hmm. So we got a little jewel in our house. You feel me? And I'm collecting these Orishas because my uncle was sick. And niggas told my uncle some bad information and told him he needed to receive something. And when they told him he needed to receive something, the niggas tried to overcharge my uncle, like exorbitantly, right? And by the time my uncle went to go get it from the person that I recommended, they was like, yo, it's already too late. But they was like, well, why did that person prescribe that? And my uncle didn't get it, but he was shortly to die afterwards. And after that, I was like, I'm not gonna have to be in a situation where I need something from one of these little weirdos that I gotta go to get it from. I'm gonna make sure that I get the shit so all of my people will have access to this shit so niggas won't be able to tell them no bullshit. Oh no, it's gonna cost you $7,000 cause I gotta poop fucking unicorn shit in it, and you know what I'm saying? Like, nah. So I made it so that I go and I get these things so that these old ladies that don't have money like that could receive them what they need for a reasonable fucking amount of money. If somebody really need to receive this because it's gonna bring some fucking clarity to their life or some type of stability, then yeah. You know what I mean? So I'll be getting these things and collecting them one by one so that I ain't never got to go in the house of no foolishness. You feel me? So that I can make sure that my people have that shit without all of this extra fluff that these niggas, you know, because there's a lot of shit going on in the tradition that, you know, it's a lot of invento, as the old people say. They be niggas be inventing shit. Because so if I got 30 Orishas, right, and I keep spoon feeding you over the years, and now you bought all 30, what I'm gonna do then? Make up some new shit, right? Oh, you need this now, right? And so I made sure that I got the things that are real, that have a history, that people know, that have an effect on the ultra, so I ain't got to go fuck around with these clowns, you feel me? But Olosa, this is a real obscure ultra. I promise you, I only seen it in a few old heads' houses, feel me? And niggas over in Cuba was like, you got what? And who I got it from, niggas is like, oh yeah.
She lived inside the kingdom, or she royal?
No, Olosa is so the biggest misconception is that Olokun is male. Olokun is not a male. It's a female Orisha. Olokun is not a male Orisha. Right?
You know, somebody allows a male perspective.
Yeah, nah, that's wrong. That's from them
He told me
having.
like last month, that's really Shango brother that they looking at. It's not, you know, so they ain't no local. They look at the male, it's Shango brother, the king of, you know.
Yeah, these niggas be having. So what happens is there's a history of the Yorubas that has nothing to do with the mythology. Because you got to understand that some of the kings name themselves after the gods. So the nigga be thinking that he's him on earth, but not the deity existed before the king, right? In the city of Benin, where Olokun worship was big at, the king is known as the Olokun because Olokun means owner of the sea, right? So the king says that whatever y'all niggas pull out the water, I get first dibs. I'm the owner of the sea, right? That's a title. So when the king took that position, the people exalted him to a higher position, but he's not Olokun, he's a representative of Olokun. And so then they started to associate Olokun with being a king when Olokun is really a feminine deity, right? And I got I got notes from Africans talking about no, Olokun is female. They're like, yeah, there's a couple places where they be talking about it's male, but the vast majority of Olokun worship is feminine.
Killing me, Small.
Fuck him up! Fuck him up! Bird bitch try to play me. Heard she was talking crazy. She don't know who I be. I'm the last of the 3 JBs. What? It was 3 JBs, yeah man, it was 3 JBs. One in the penitentiary, one dead, one still in the street. Some niggas real, some niggas hold, some niggas straight fake, some niggas trained to go, some niggas stand up, take the time, won't say shit.